Howdy, howdy, howdy. It's the Rodfather 916 in bifocals. Yes. Vanity for vanity's sake. I got the no-line bifocals. No lines. None of this. Can you wait a minute, Sonny? I gotta look over the line so I can see where to sign the form for my dome's bills. Gotta do it with moist lips. What I want to talk about today is being able to change, hitting the reset button. You know, every once in a while I come across a person who's very young. You know, I came across this guy who's not even 30 years old, who is just set. It's not just old people get set in their ways, young people get set in their age, and I will never understand why. That's never been my way. I have my opinions. I'm an opinionated person. However, I'd like to think that my opinions it's not the final opinion. You know, my children, I'd always say, well, listen, this is my opinion. However, go out and find your own. You know, I don't have the last word. That's a lot of responsibility, having the last word. When I say it, Sonny, you're not to argue with me. My older brother, who's no longer with us, was like that, very rigid. You know, he wasn't learning. He wasn't about learning anything. He wasn't about hearing anything. If it didn't come from his head or his mouth, it didn't exist, and you were null and void. He wasn't hearing it. To his detriment. I mean, he had cell phones full of pictures that he didn't know how to remove. And he wouldn't ask it for help, or he wouldn't consider help from anybody else. And of course, invariably, we wouldn't hear this. He would lose the phone. He would lose the pictures, and of course, he wouldn't tell anybody. You know, because he's absolutely right. You know, there's a lot of it. But I learn as I get older that you can learn from anybody. You know, a lot of my friends range from 18 to 84. And I learned from everybody. And something that I once held as truth, I see a different view. It wasn't true. It was based on the community, based on what I was told, based on what I heard. And someone came up with a different view. And I don't want to be that old guy sitting up there going, I'm not to be questioned. Moist lips. I am not to be questioned. But you meet young people like that. You know, it's all right to hit the reset button. It's all right to change. I encourage change. Because you continue to grow. Taking information, considering a different viewpoint. And to do that, you have to be able to listen. You have to dare to listen, to consider that this person could be right. You know, there's a lot. I sit in awe. I don't argue with people. Hey, if you're right, who am I? But I saw some guy who was 28 years old, and the only opinion mattered was his. And he was very adamant about something at the barbershop. And I just sat there and I went, that's probably why you're not dating. Because you don't want to hear another opinion. You don't want another direction. My brother, God bless his soul, was so fixed, so rigid, that he wouldn't take input from anybody. We would say, they've changed the roadway. They've built a detour. It doesn't go the same way. Oh, I know this. Don't tell me what to do. I've been here. I've been driving this way for 45 years. And I believe my brother, who I loved, would kill us all in the car. That's why my ass didn't ride with him. He would do that to be right. And I meet younger people who are like my brother, who was 80, almost 80 when he died. So rigid. It's all right to hit the reboot. it's all right to be wrong. Not a sign of weakness. You don't know what you don't know. So anyway, this is really a quick one with my bifocals. Yes, Sonny, I can see. Because I've been wearing contacts. But I'm nearsighted, so for me to wear contacts, I had to either take one side out or wear glasses. It was sad. You know, I'm single, trying to look a certain way, and when I read your menu, I'm going, really embarrassing. It says a lot when you can't read a menu. So these are working so far. They're invisible lines. So anyway, this is the Rodfather, wishing you love, joy, and happiness with his bifocals. When you always gotta have wet lips. It's alright to be wrong. It's alright to hit the reset button. It's alright to learn something new. You know those old trees that break off in the wind? Those are old stubborn trees. But the young trees, the young trees that learn how to bend in the wind, they live to grow big trees. Redwoods that lived hundreds of years. Learn to bend with the times. But those old rigid trees, whenever it gets windy, they stay tough. They put it all together, and next thing you know, they're losing limbs. So anyway, change is difficult. But listen, you can learn something, even from a 3-year-old. I have them open about medicine bottles.
You have to do this right here.
So be open. Wish you love, joy, and happiness. Rodfather. With bifocals. Wish you love, joy, and happiness. Do be happy. I don't know if we come back again, so enjoy this life. Thanks for watching. Holla at you later. Bye, people. We're out.